if little me could see the woman that I am, the person that I'm striving to be, I think I would be very proud of myself.
These 4 Black women, Tanner Adele, Raina Roberts, Brittany Spencer, and Tierra Kennedy, are all featured on Beyoncé's highly acclaimed track Blackbird from her new album Cowboy Carter. They've each been making strides in the country music landscape, but where did their journeys begin?
It really started when I was born, so I was born 2 months early, and my parents played all genres of music to help me basically not have developmental delays. So I was singing and I was humming before I was even speaking, and they played rock, country, R&B, trap, blues. They played all genres of music. So I grew up listening to all these different genres, and as a songwriter, I started writing when I was 16 or 17 years old. And at the time I was on the wrestling team, and I feel like people always ask me about that. But I was on the wrestling team at the time, and I wrote my first song about my wrestling captain because I had a crush on him. And and that, that started the whole process of me songwriting, and I've been playing piano since I was 8 years old, and so I incorporate that in a lot of my music. And so I was just basically trying to figure out who I was as an artist when I had so much music in me, all these genres living in me. And I feel like at one point I realized a lot of the songs were country, and I was like, oh, I love this. I love traditional country music, but I want to make it my own.
I mean, from a young age, I've always loved music, and I remember in elementary school, actually, that was my first memory of being on a stage, and I had me a little mermaid solo, a little Ariel solo in elementary school, and that was the first time that I'd ever sang in front of anybody except for my parents. And so, I've loved music from a really young age, but when I got into high school was really when it started kicking into gear, and I realized that I could do this as a job, and I just dove straight in. I put in the work,
I grew up between 2 very polar opposite places. I think I had a really unique childhood. I was adopted as a baby. I have 4 siblings, and we're all adopted, and I grew up between Manhattan Beach, California, and Star Valley, Wyoming, which could literally not be any more different. But I learned my core values. I learned such different core values from both places that have created the woman that I'm turning into and growing into. And I think that might be the most important part of me, is that I come from both worlds. And that's why my music sounds the way it does. That's why my fashion choices look the way that they do. I love the hair and the makeup and the nails and the lights. I want my name in the lights, I love Hollywood and the entertainment industry, and I grew up doing that. I grew up modeling and acting along with my brothers in LA at a very young age. My first print magazine, I was 6 months old. It was for Baby Gap. So I started really young doing modeling and acting, and as I grew up, I really started to connect to the Wyoming side. That's where all my family is. It's where my grandmother's from, who I was named after, Adele.
With the help of these ladies, Beyoncé covers the Beatles' 1968 hit Blackbird, written by Paul McCartney, and has since put a spotlight on their careers and on the ongoing conversation about Black artists in country music.
To share that moment with Tanner Adele and Brittany Spencer and Raina Roberts, it was really cool. It felt like a very powerful moment. We've all got our things going, and all of our music is so different, and so for us all to get together on that song, and for Beyonce to give us that moment was really cool.
For me, Beyonce is somebody who has inspired me by the way that she works. It's her work ethic, and I watch her shows, I watch her documentaries, and I go, that's the kind of stuff that I want to do. She's made me work harder. I've been here for the last 2.5 years, almost 3 this summer, and It's been a grind. So to finally get a little bit of a break in that dam, the water's just flowing.
I feel like it's all God's timing. Like it really is. Because I look back on where I was last year at this moment in time, and I was praying for all of these things that are happening right now to be here. And he's just been moving in my life in miraculous ways, and I'm so thankful and so excited. And the fact that my album has been released before this impactful moment in my career and in my life, I feel like it's such a blessing.
I have a song coming out April 26th called I Ain't a Cowgirl, and I think that this song really shows what my journey in Nashville has been like. Kind of the premise of the song is, I ain't a cowgirl, but I'm gonna be one today. Not gonna take no for an answer. I'm gonna stick up for myself. And you know, I've had a lot of great moments in Nashville, and there have been so many amazing people that have championed me and put me on a platform. But there have also been a lot of closed doors and a lot of no's along the way.
There's been so many moments where I'm like, why isn't this happening, or why isn't this happening yet? I want this to be happening for me now. But this is the exact way it was supposed to be. Like, my first feature with an artist is Beyoncé. And it was all about God's timing.
We've all been here. We've been doing this. You know, I made a post and I made sure I'm tagging all the people that, you know, I'm really great friends with, but like tag anybody else who maybe I haven't heard of yet. And through this process, I've met even more women here that I didn't even know were here. And we're starting to come together, and we're starting to be a little bit of a, not even a little bit, we're starting to be a big force.
The thing that I love so much about all of us is that, like, we genuinely love each other and care about each other and are uplifting. Like, for example, I didn't get an invitation to the ACM Awards, but Brittany did. And she was like, hey, come with me, be my +1, let's go on the red carpet together. Mickey posting me, and which led to me being on like ESPN, and Carrie Underwood posting me. Like, we love each other, we care about each other, and we help each other grow.
It's really special, and yeah, she's just she's putting all of us on a platform that, you know, we can only dream of.
It's going to inspire a lot of people and empower a lot of people to be able to come into a genre where maybe they thought they didn't belong or didn't see a lot of representation in.